What's going on, everyone? Friday night. I'm gonna try and keep this short and sweet, or just short at least. All right, so I kind of have two questions, or one question and then one kind of statement about what we've seen today. Also, I was just perusing the cryptocurrency subreddit. I love to do that when the market's down. So I guess you could say I love to do that for the past 8 months because the market has been down. So I do want to start off by saying I think today might have been the most enjoyable day in terms of price, and I'll explain why, because that's kind of a weird statement, right? The reason I do like it is because we broke through potentially what could have been seen as support rather fast. And yeah, basically that's it. I like seeing that as opposed to, so at the time you're making this, Litecoin's at $58 US. So I like seeing Litecoin and cryptocurrency go down instead of teeter-tottering for days on end. You know, I'm much happier seeing Litecoin at 58 as opposed to seeing it at 65, and then a day or two from now maybe like 60, and then back to like 67, and then maybe down to like 55 or something like that. If we're going to go down, which we clearly are, I'm happier that it's happening. I want it to happen. That's just my opinion and what I think about it. And if we're going to break support, I just want it to happen. I don't want it to be like a week-long process testing something before we break it. And I mean, I guess for the entire month of August, I've basically been getting my wish in that sense, because I mean, every single day is a red candle except for, what was that, just yesterday, I guess. But yeah, the question I had to ask you guys, if anyone was around in 2013, 2014 in cryptocurrency, I was not. But if anybody was around in 2013 and 2014, I guess the question I want to ask is, was there so much optimism when the market was doing so poorly in terms of price? Because one thing I'm still seeing, I mean, there's kind of two people, kind of people who are more realistic and not pessimistic, but just realize like the market has not been fun. They know the future is going to be great for cryptocurrency, whether that's 2 months from now or 5 years from now, 10 years from now. But then there's other people as well that are completely eternally optimistic, which is good too. But something that I think troubles me is that I see too much optimism still. There are still so many people who are being so optimistic in YouTube comments, in Reddit. Actually, you know what? The more I think about it, I think Reddit's more, at least from what I've seen on Reddit, Reddit's more pessimistic. But yeah, just all over. I feel like there's way too much optimism. And that troubles me because, I mean, historically, everything you look at in terms of a bear market, that's not really a sign that we're turning around, or potentially could. So I'm just curious, for people that were around back then, was there a ton of optimism? I know that there might be a difference in the sense that back in 2013, 2014, I think overall in the entire market, there was a lot of less people that believed, and there was a lot less historical data to pull from to be like, oh, look, we crashed this time 80% or something, and we bounced right back up. And we crashed this time, and we came back up. Now in 2018, we have plenty of historical data to say, like, yeah, there's like dozens and dozens of times that happened and we came back. But back then, 2013, 2014, there wasn't nearly as much. And I'm just curious if there's people, which I'm sure there are, because I know that some people that watch were around back then. Again, I was not involved in cryptocurrency back then. But yeah, was there plenty of optimism still back then, or were people completely, had they given up on cryptocurrency? Yeah, I would just love to hear those opinions from people from back then in particular. Because unfortunately, that's the main thing that I've been thinking lately is that I've just been seeing too much optimism. I'm secretly optimistic too, but I try not to post about it. Or, I mean, I guess I probably sound optimistic in these videos, don't I? But if I do comment on like a Reddit thread or something like that, I try not to be too optimistic, because I feel, this could be wrong, I might be superstitious, but I feel like I'm jinxing it if I'm being positive, because as we all know, usually what you see before things turn around is complete complacency, or you give up and you think like, oh, this is crazy. Realistically, this is another thing. There are, and I know this for sure, for at least from what I've read, that when we do get up maybe another 50%, not even necessarily all-time highs, there are going to be a lot of people, at least they say that now, at least they say they're going to be unloading on the way up, and they just want to get out of cryptocurrency. They just want to pretty much make back what they put in, pretty much just break even, and then they're going to like leave the market. So And once the market does turn around, who knows if that's going to change, if their opinions will change, probably, because they'll be like, oh, you know what, this is cool. You know what, maybe we're actually going to go on a bull run. I might as well hold on and get a little greedy and try and actually make some profit. So who knows if that's actually true. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. And basically, I also want to end the video by saying that does not mean that I don't think we could be nearing the end of the bear market just because I see a lot of optimism. I just am a little concerned with the fact that I do see so much optimism. And like I said in the last few videos, I think optimism on the tech is really, really good. Obviously, it will be the future, most likely, not to jinx anything, knock on wood. Optimistic in terms of price this year, I don't necessarily like seeing. But yeah, let me know if you have an opinion on that. Let me know if you were around back then. I would love to hear from people, the OGs of crypto. And yeah, hang in there. It's been a rough, in terms of price, been a rough day, but good thing to look forward to. It's probably going to get worse.